Alright, so Samsung just locked in February 25th for its next Galaxy Unpacked, and let's be honest, we all know what that means. The spotlight is about to swing straight onto the Ultra again. And this time, the leaks aren't just little whispers. We've basically got the full spec sheet of the Galaxy S26 Ultra before it's even official. But here's the interesting part. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is still ridiculously good. Even now, it's fast, it's got one of the best displays on any phone, the cameras are versatile, battery life is solid, it already feels complete. So the big question isn't, is the S26 Ultra good? It's, what do you even improve at this point? Let's break it down. Starting with the design. Samsung has been slowly refining the Ultra look over the years instead of reinventing it every time. The S26 Ultra is expected to stick with that flat frame and slightly rounded corners, but there's talk of it being just a bit slimmer. Not dramatically thinner, just enough to make you feel like it's been tightened up. The bigger change is on the back. Samsung is apparently moving away from those floating camera rings and switching to a more defined vertical camera island. Which means, yes, it's probably still going to wobble on a table without a case, but visually, it could look cleaner and more intentional. Buttons stay on the right. The S Pen is still tucked inside, and colors might get more interesting this year. Beyond the standard black and white, there are rumors of multiple blue and purple options, plus some Samsung.com exclusives like Silver Shadow and Pink Gold. Just keep in mind, those exclusive finishes can sometimes be trickier to repair because parts aren't as widely stocked. Now the display, Samsung displays are basically the benchmark at this point. The S25 Ultra's 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X panel is already elite. The S26 Ultra is expected to keep the same 6.9-inch QHD plus size, but with a newer OLED panel that's brighter and more efficient. Peak brightness could jump to around 3000 nits, which is wild. That's proper use your phone in direct sunlight and still see everything clearly territory. There's also talk of improved anti-reflective glass, possibly an upgraded Gorilla Armor layer, making reflections even less of a problem. And then there's this rumored privacy display feature, sometimes called Flex Magic Pixel. The idea is simple. When you're looking straight at the screen, everything looks normal, but from an angle, visibility drops. Basically built-in shoulder surfing protection. That's the kind of subtle but genuinely useful feature that could make daily use feel smarter. Performance is where things get interesting. The S26 Ultra is expected to run on Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, built on an improved 3nm process. Slightly higher clock speeds, stronger GPU, more capable NPU for AI tasks. On paper, it's faster. But realistically, this isn't about raw power anymore. The S25 Ultra is already overkill. This generation feels more about efficiency, sustained performance, better thermal control, and smarter AI integration. RAM starts at 12 GB across the lineup, with 16 GB reserved for the 1TB Ultra model. And on the software side, it launches with Android 16 and One UI 8, with Samsung's 7-year update promise stretching support all the way to 2033. That's a long-term investment. AI is clearly a major focus. Expect deeper Gemini integration, more generative editing tools, smarter live translation, and possibly some new features that debut on the Ultra before rolling out to older models later. Whether that strategy goes down well is another story. There's also talk of a new Qualcomm X85 modem, which should mean better 5G efficiency and smarter connectivity management. And satellite messaging support appears to be expanding beyond last year's limited rollout. Cameras are familiar, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. The leaked setup includes a 200-megapixel main sensor, 50-megapixel ultra-wide, 10-megapixel 3x telephoto, and 50-megapixel periscope telephoto, plus a 12-megapixel front camera. So resolution-wise, it's very close to the previous model, which tells me this year is about refinement, not reinvention. Better optics, smarter processing, improved low-light performance. Samsung already toned down over-sharpening last year, making photos look more natural. I'd expect them to keep going in that direction. Video might be the real battleground. If Samsung wants to challenge Apple properly here, this is where they push HDR tuning, audio capture, and pro-level video tools. The hardware is strong. It's about how well they optimize it. Battery stays at 5,000 mAh, no increase there. But charging might finally step up. Leaks suggest 60 watts wired charging, which could get you to roughly 75% in about 30 minutes. That's faster than before, though not industry-leading. Wireless charging could bump to 25 watts. Magnetic wireless charging, though, still unlikely this year. And that's honestly one of the more disappointing parts. Pricing is the big unknown. European leaks hint at a starting price around 1,469 euros. If that translates into global increases, the value conversation gets tougher. Because when you're already this good, small upgrades need to feel meaningful. So here's what this feels like to me. The Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't trying to shock anyone. It's polishing an already premium formula. Brighter display, slightly slimmer body, smarter AI, better efficiency, refined cameras, faster charging. It's evolution, not revolution. And sometimes that's exactly what a flagship needs. Now I want to know what you think. If you're already using the S25 Ultra, does this feel like enough to upgrade? Or is this the year you sit back and wait? Drop your thoughts below, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.